So good morning. I am Jan Jorgensen here, speaking from Port Townsend, Washington. And it is the day after the solstice. Could you feel the softness yesterday, the beauty? I know for myself, I live in the Pacific Northwest, and I was walking down the street in Port Townsend, and I said, "What is that feeling?" And I realized the sun. I haven't felt the bright sun on my skin and my body for so long. It was almost jarring and a little bright. And so I'm likening that to what we're going through now. It has been so long on our paths, on our journey, in this life, in this earth, the way it is, before we have, it's been such a long time that we can barely remember the before. The before, perhaps even before you were born, or those times in your childhood where things just worked away and you felt it worked a certain way and you felt safe and grounded, and your body could have a modicum, a sense of peace and being settled. And that's a fleeting thing, just like sun for me now in the Pacific Northwest. The feeling of things are going in the right direction. We don't know what direction they're going in. And then, knock, knock, Spirit tells us the direction things are going on earth is up to us. I'm confused, I'm tired. I'm fighting a battle that I can't win with those who are living in a different bubble. Those that are orienting themselves to a whole different social system, wording, fear-based. And so what has happened is a light worker feels stuck. We feel dead in the water. Or sometimes we even take a dip of saying, what's the point of me being here? What's it all about? I can't see the outcome. So that's why we have these meditations. And also, that's why I encourage and hope that all of you have considered at this point of getting into a group of like-minded people who immediately bring you back up on the trampoline so you can, jump with life when you've fallen below. And of course, it doesn't feel good to jump off onto that hard land. So for myself, I generally stay very positive. And last night I had something very, very strong to think through, where there is part of my life, a very important part, where I feel powerless, a very important part of my life. And so I think, well, why would I create this? And of course, I get angry at the different people and blah, 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 projections. But then what I do is I reach out to the ones who hold that trampoline, that safety net for me. I'll reach out, and sometimes it's, how are you doing? Or don't I owe you a session? And then if it's a good time, it's messaging or texting to actually have an engagement of, they say, what are you doing up at, 4 in the morning? I said, I'm thinking, I've got a lot in my mind, okay? So it's an invitation for them as a person to say, oh, well, what's on your mind? Bingo, help. So I'll tell you, the power of someone else on their path who is also doing the zigzag to help you get back up, because it's a vibration of they know you. They know your role, they know your goodness, they probably know you better than your birth family. And that, I say that in all honesty, in the deepest profound truth, is that when we find other people who are here to improve the earth, I know that we have made these contractual arrangements in a different realm, and that when we meet each other, there is a sense of, oh, thank goodness I met you. It's just almost, we relate to them in entirely elevated ways, like a trampoline. Yeah. And we help each other with the bounces of life. And if one of us falls off, we immediately can say, come back up on. However, I had to reach out. I had to be trusting that I was worthy, that these wonderful intuitive healer friends of mine would hear my call. And we actually are in tune with each other on this team. I know that because I reached out with a friend yesterday who couldn't find housing, and I did a free session for him. And just yesterday morning, the solstice, I said, how are you doing? And in the afternoon, he said, great. And then I saw on Facebook that he had found the house and the peace, and he said things are going so well. We are connected. Rather, we are totally awake enough to know and see what each other is doing and thinking. We, at a subliminal level, have done enough meditation and light work. And you're intuitive. That's one of your gifts here, to be able to change the hearts and minds of humans for better choices. That let that intuition assist you when you are feeling stuck in between worlds, or in between people, in between relationships, in between housing. Reach out. Okay, so we're going to drop in for meditation in a moment, but I'm going to say something that I've often said before. What appears is a dastardly deed by the dark to interfere with our perfect plans, or this project, or this something I had perfectly planned. You know what I'm going to say? It's always part of your path. And I've learned enough growing up with so little and having to make so much of nothing all the time, that it's better if I stand back from the angst. First, I call my friends, and my friends just get me back on that saddle of like, relax, and then I can really think. What I should have told my friend is I was perseverating with the emotions. But your friends will get you back into an emotional state where you can say, I'm going to open up my blinders and say, what is the potential here for me to not just rise above this, but to thrive and make this a creative adventure that is so indicative of my resilience and the type of being I am, to actually come out on top and have a better outcome than I could have created myself without this person coming in and saying, no, you can't do this. No, we never give our power away. It just appears that way if you're in the old earth story, or living the script that someone else has written for you in your role. That's what we do in these meditations. We rise above it. We become our true selves, our sovereign selves, and then we choose and prioritize what to change in our lives in just a certain time, so not too much of the boat is rocked all at once. So this is what our meditation is going to be focused on today, for these moments of the dips, and how to work with them with your body and your neurological systems, because honestly, we go into shock and we're triggered, and so it will help to have some help, because there's more changes coming up, there's more challenges, there's more surprises coming, and some of these surprises are not of mankind's creation. If you truly believe that there's some bigger, more wonderful things coming, can you imagine that you've been seeking and longing to speak to spiritual beings, and that you might just go to a certain vibrational level where they actually are visible, where they actually are sitting there having a conversation? I have to say, half the people I know, this is what is happening with them. One of my friends had Metatron at her house for a week, following her around and giving her advice and such. And Jesus pops in for people, and Mary Magdalene. And so we are headed towards a multi-dimensional reality. And guess what? We have to have a stability within ourselves stand back with no reaction. And here's an idea for you. Instead of seeing things with our earth reactive eyes, our earth vision right here, always ready and just processing in our brain, what if you put your vision way back up here? What if you had the bigger vision and you were looking at things? Imagine that your eyeballs are up here, just relaxed, watching, kind of like a reggae song. Oh, I see that's happening. Okay, I've seen that vibration before. Oh, okay, well, bless that person. So that is one thing that I do to help myself if I start getting too uptight like this. Okay, let's take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. We're going to drop in to that sacred space, and we simply begin the process by saying, I ask and intend. That's our magic wand. I ask and intend to set a sacred space. I place myself within a beautiful geometric structure where I'm at one with everything, but I am separating out my own unique sovereign energy field from my loved ones, my children, my family, everyone and everything, even other divine beings which have their opinions. In this moment, I am completely just me. We ask and intend to remove all these other energies from our heart, our body, our minds, so that we can be free and actually have some breathing space in our body. Take a breath through your nose and out through your mouth. Just begin to feel your nervous system ratcheting down peacefully, calmly. Makes me not even want to speak. Feel the blood, the circulation in your toes and in your fingertips. And whatever you were thinking about before, you've already put it in a beautiful basket with the fabric napkin, and you folded it in, and you can go back to that distress issue problem person later. In this moment, it is about you unplugging, defragging, realigning, smoothing, and dropping in to your own divine, sacred, peaceful state. You may have not felt this for a while, but it is familiar, and guess what? It's just one layer beneath all that thought in your human-made issues. So this beautiful vibrational state resides eternally where? In your heart. So take your attention to your heart. Not into your physical muscles pumping, but into your sacred heart that is the headquarters. It is the circuitry headquarters that weaves you in to the grid of all that is. And when I say that, I mean the lacy-like electromagnetic grid that encompasses the earth internally, externally, the space between Earth and the other planets, this entire galaxy, the multi-galaxies beyond, and the universes beyond, and their central universe. You are resting in this little peaceful hammock of a sacred geometry structure. We'll call it a Merkaba, because actually you can travel places in this geometry using your consciousness as a compass. So take another deep breath through the nose and out through your mouth, and know that this is your command post. This is the true you, your consciousness residing peacefully and so powerfully, because you do have this guidance system, this dashboard within your heart that allows you to do, be, create anything in the divine realm. Which brings us back to the original theme today, that it is very difficult to create divinely in a very misshapen, misguided, misattuned, third-dimensional reality, where people are speaking in ways that is derogatory, shaming, and maiming, and manipulative, and betraying. No wonder it's frustrating. You're like a beautiful bee that makes honey trying to make bee on a old decaying metal trees. It's difficult. So congratulate yourself for volunteering to be this transformational, evolutionary being here in this body that had to learn everything over in this lifetime. No operations manual, and it's tiring. People around you aren't getting it. So take a deep breath. And as we're taking this deep breath, guess what? I see your crowns coming back. And when I say crowns, actually it's a metaphor, but you have reached a certain level of mastery and majestic ability to understand the energy system if you're on this call today. So receive your crown of leadership, of beauty and eminence, and respecting yourself as a leader of the new way, whether people see it or not yet. They'll never see it unless you keep your crown polished and visible. Do you hear what I just said? They will never see the new world and listen and hear and work with you unless they see your crown chakra emanating light. Years ago, I took my aura image in many different emotional states, and one day when I was clear and felt perfect and effectively at a very, very high level of vibration, I went and had my aura taken, and guess what? I actually had a golden bright halo around my head. So the crown chakra, the radiance is your vibration. I'm talking about people feeling and seeing your vibration. So it's kind of a dichotomy, walking around in a dissolving world that is created on falsehoods and will dissolve and continue to fall apart and be discreated. And your crown needs to get brighter and brighter and brighter. What kind of job is this? Well, just sitting here residing in your little universal cubicle, look at it like this is an amazing assignment. And you do know who you are. There's a little meme or whatever they call it on Facebook, and they say, it's something about remembering your crown. And it's a little girl looking in the mirror, putting her crown on and imagining. Well, here you are in this human life, and now you're waking up enough to imagine that you are a divine being with the crown chakra that radiates pure light when you do the processes. When you hold your vibration through your conscious thoughts. So let's take a little walk up the ladder to increase our vibration, okay? Together. In your mind, repeat after me. I am now choosing to release all negative thoughts from my heart, my mind, and my body now. I release all fear from my cellular and intracellular matrix. I am tired of these lower vibrational patterns. I am now choosing to release them from my muscles, my lungs, my organs, and my brain. I am choosing to be free. Okay, now just take a nice deep breath, because that was a pretty big proclamation. Deep, deep, deep breath, and imagine that there is now a light shining, because Source always answers. Okay, always answers. And there's this beautiful light projecting from Source, from the magnificent Source of all that is. And that is shining down now on your pineal gland, right in the middle of your brain. And imagine that it is receiving the light, the bright light, the surprise light that you know you've been bathed in before. Just as I was walking down the street in Port Townsend and said, I recognize this old feeling. Let the light of Source bathe your pineal gland and open it in your sense of allowance, receiving, and appreciation now. Take a deep breath. If you'd like to, raise up your hands and open them up, because now you're breathing it in your entire head, your shoulders, your neck, your hands, your legs, and your feet are being filled with this ambrosia. I'm not sure if that's a word, but deliciously flowery, aromatic, smelling, divine light essence. It's very honey-like and sweet, and it's being absorbed in every cell. Ah, you're becoming a honeybee, a queen bee. There you go, the queen bee. Yes, see how this is all coming together so perfectly. Take a deep breath and just let it, this languorous flow of a thick amberish colored honey flow into all of your tissues, your organs, sweetening life. And let's make it that manuka honey that has all the wonderful immune effects in it. And now let's make it beyond earth honey. Let's make it divine honey. We are now choosing to vibrate our bodies up into the realms of 1000. Take a deep breath and reflect on how your body is feeling, full of pure light. We now choose to increase our wattage, our vibration level. And these, of course, numbers are relative. But we are seeking it, if it is appropriate for us, to double our vibration now to 2000 hertz. Don't worry, we could go to 1,000,000 hertz, but we won't. We're going to 2000 hertz, and we are allowing our neurological system to be regulated and calm and strong to receive this wonderful voltage of pure light. Take a moment and let it circulate through your body. Imagine your body is a circuit board receiving this light flowing through, just like in physics class, just lazy like streams of light going through, and you simply are allowing and receiving. All parts of your being be part of this light activation now. Beautiful. Just allow it. I'm seeing little stars. I'm seeing little sparks. Let's heal any synapses or disconnects or old circuit breakers that don't need to be there. Let's let everything go full bore, 2000 hertz, appropriately modulated for each of our bodies now. Beautiful. Actually, the entirety of all matter is based on vibration. Therefore, spirituality is just a name for higher vibrations working in benevolent ways through particular consciousnesses, embodied and disembodied. Take a deep breath. This is a spiritual process, but it's also physics, it's mathematics, it's vibration, and we are guiding it with our intention to vibrate at 2000 hertz now. Now, vibrating at 2000 hertz brings up the fact that disease and viruses and other such intrusive things introduced into mankind's milieu through the mutation can exist. They can't exist. So in this moment, you are healed and you are perfect. Accept that. Hold it. You are healed. You are resilient. You are connected to all that is, and yet relaxed and awake and aware and joyful of this position. You know that you can return to this position of eminence and command and empowerment anytime, any day, no matter how deeply somebody comes into your life in a way that feels unloving. You have the right and you have the ability to return to this state at any time. And I might add, as a light worker, it is your ultimate responsibility. Sometimes we hear responsibility, we recoil because on earth it's a should, must. It's a choice. And to be responsible feels wonderful, which is simply being who you are, a divine light being holding a very high vibration. That's your only responsibility. That's a yes, 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 yes. The whole board lights up with yeses. And all you have to do is drop in and command it. I ask and intend to set a sacred space. I ask and intend to release all lower vibrational fields now. I ask to avail myself and to merge with a vibrational field of blank. Be sure to stair step it, don't go too high too fast. 1,000 is a perfect good, it's already you're in the jumping off point from normal human thinking. You popped your head through the saran wrap of this consensus reality. So take a deep breath, and I'm talking because I want to leave a little time for your nervous systems. You are progressing through different potential parallel realities now as I am speaking. So we want to stabilize you in your geometric structure in absolute silence and peace. Right now, there's no need to go anywhere or do anything. We are simply raising your vibration. This is like step one. So our minds are still. We are residing in our kingdom, queendom. And we are observing the absurdity of a self-destroying humanity and even destroying the beautiful little planet. And we are remembering our role to come with creative ideas, new ways of being together. And somehow it all will work out. And in the long term of things, though it has been slow, it feels sloggy, we feel stuck, it will all just be a blink in your divine profile, in your divine bio someday, your resume. Helped Earth get back on track. It will feel like a blink, just like if you've had 3 kids, each labor feels like a blink. Each saving a planet feels like a blink. To take a deep, deep breath and honor this expanded person. And what I know as I'm saying things, your souls are saying, this is absolutely true. And I knew it at my soul level, but now knowing it at my conscious level, how does that change my choice and my decision making today? Okay, so when you come on this call, Spirit has me use words and ideas and pictures that you are asking me to bring to help you remember who you really are. Limitless divine being here as a service to Earth because of your kind heart. So take a deep breath, even though we feel like washerwomen. Sometimes it's not really respected. Part of the Earth story. And we will graduate from this assignment, and it will all be a blink. And I will remember fondly having these calls to remember together who we are and what our work is, and we can continue and get on with it. And I see your crowns. I see your crowns, even on a down day, because it's in your eyes. It's in your voice. So when you find another sister or brother on this team, open up to them, share with them, and let them assist you when you bounce off that trampoline in this world. Okay, take a nice deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. Everything is nice and gelled now. We're full of honey. We're going to put a beautiful golden resilient egg around our entire body to hold this energy in. Excellent. And now I'm going to turn the recording off, and anybody who wants to stay and say hi or discuss or talk about their experience today, I'd love that. So bye to the recorded video audience, but no, you can join us any Wednesday morning, and you just go to my website, soundandlighthealingarts.com, and I'll promise you this: if you come on the call, there will be words and images and things that your higher self is bringing through me for you, because I never know what I'm going to say or how I'm going to say it. So you are the conductors guiding my message for you. Okay? Very good. All right. So I'm going to stop the recording, but yes, stop.